There are many fighters in the UFC who like to trash talk their opponents to create interest in their fights. Many fighters use their trash talking to get in their opponent's head, but there have been times where fighters straight up crossed the line, where they just took their trash talking too far. So for this video, I will be talking about the 10 times trash talking went too far in the UFC. Number 10. Angela Magana had been known for being a troll whilst her time in the UFC and had many altercations with fighters on social media. In 2017, Angela Magana posted this tweet with the caption, "Who wore it better?" The photo used in the tweet mocked Chris Cyborg's appearance, where she compared it to the puppet from the Saw movies. Both fighters would run into each other at the UFC athlete retreat in Las Vegas. Chris Cyborg would confront Angela Magana and would end up punching her in the face.
Oh my god!
After the altercation, Angela Magana tweeted her reaction saying, "I was the victim of roid rage today. Hope it was worth your job. Sue Happy lawyers hitting me up left right now." She followed up with, "Let's be clear, I did not call the cops, UFC did, but I decided to press charges after speaking with them. I have my teeth." Angela Magana would press charges for battery, but the charges would later get dropped. Number 9. At UFC on Fox 28, Mike Perry was set to face Max Griffin in a 3-round welterweight bout in his home city of Orlando, Florida. Mike Perry was coming off a decision loss to Santiago Ponzinibbio and was looking to bounce back with the victory in his home city. In the fight, Mike Perry didn't look like himself, where his confidence just wasn't there. After a very frustrating 3 rounds, the unanimous decision was given to Max Griffin, who got his hand raised. Colby Covington would send a very disrespectful tweet to Mike Perry after the fight, which clearly crossed the line. Colby tweeted, "Hey Mike Perry, maybe having a ratchet horse-faced girlfriend as your head trainer isn't the smartest idea on planet Earth. But hey, when you're the product of cousins in Ocala, Florida, how strong can your decision-making skills be? #UFC Orlando." A lot of fighters reacted negatively to this tweet. Cub Swanson tweeted, "Not a fan of this or you, Colby. Please learn a little class, man." Anthony Smith tweeted, "I'm all for trash talk and gaining attention. This crosses the line in my opinion." Kevin Lee tweeted, "Get the out of here, Colby Covington. That's some That man went out there and fought his ass off. Mike Perry, when you're near Vegas, hit me up." And Kamaru Usman reacted saying, "You are a definition of a Twitter thug, Colby Covington. I can't wait to leave you staring up those UFC lights when I knock you the out. Keep hiding, your time is coming." Number 8. At the Ultimate Fighter 25 finale, Michael Johnson was set to welcome the former World Series of Fighting lightweight champion Justin Gaethje in a 5-round lightweight bout. Justin Gaethje signed with the UFC with an undefeated record of 17-0 and was known for his entertaining fights he would put on for the fans. Both fighters would come face to face at the summer kickoff press conference, where they would immediately start going back and forth. Backstage at the UFC 213 Media Day press conference, both fighters were walking in the halls escorted by the UFC officials, where Michael Johnson said something that was clearly disrespectful and crossed the line.
Did your mom have with her brother to have you, or was it your cousin or something? Because you're the most inbred piece of I've ever seen in my life. So who?
Justin Gaethje didn't make much of the comments and took it with a pinch of salt. When both fighters met at the Ultimate Fighter 25 finale, both fighters would engage in a crazy brawl, which had fight fans out of their seats. Both fighters just put on a great show for the fans, where in the end, Justin Gaethje would finish Michael Johnson by TKO in the 2nd round to get his hand raised. Number 7. In 2014, Conor McGregor was set to headline UFC Fight Night 59 in Boston, Massachusetts against Dennis Silva in a 5-round featherweight bout. Conor McGregor was promised the next title shot if he could get past Dennis Silva. Then UFC featherweight champion Jose Aldo was in attendance for the event and held posters of Conor McGregor which said, "Go Joker, go, make me laugh." After Conor McGregor finished Dennis Silva in a very impressive manner, the UFC announced that Conor McGregor would be the next fighter in line to challenge Jose Aldo at UFC 189, and a promotional world tour was announced. At their first stop in Brazil, both fighters came face to face and went back and forth in a hostile environment. Conor McGregor would respond to Jose Aldo's Joker comments by saying,
"So for him to say he is the king and I am the Joker, if this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to walk. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July."
A lot of people may think that the comments he made were taking trash talking too far. Number 6. In 2015, Ronda Rousey was set to headline UFC 190 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil against Bethe Correia in a 5-round bantamweight bout. At that time, Bethe Correia had an undefeated record of 9-0, where she was given a title shot after defeating Ronda Rousey's best friends, Jasmine Duke at UFC 172 and Shayna Baszler at UFC 177. She had called out the champion saying that she wanted to defeat Ronda Rousey before anyone else did. Ronda Rousey accepted her challenge and they were booked to face each other. Leading up to the fight, Bethe Correia would make some comments, well, many say she crossed the line. In an interview with Combate, she would go on to say, "I want to knock her out, show to everyone that she is a lie. She wants to stand up with me, let's see. I want to humiliate her and show the world that she has no MMA. She is focused on movies, books. I am much stronger. I come from a developing country where people are starving to survive, not to starve. It is very different from her life of reality. Under pressure, she is proving weak. When her mum put pressure on her, she ran away from home. When she lost, it was because of drugs. That's not a superhero. She is not mentally healthy. She needs to take care of herself. She is winning, so everybody around her cheering her up. But when she realizes she's not everything that she believes she is, I don't know what might happen. I hope she does not kill herself later on." What Bethe Correia was unaware of was that Ronda Rousey's father committed suicide when she was just 8 years old. Ronda Rousey would tweet a response saying, "At Bethe Correia, suicide is no joke or selling point. My father will be with me the day I hand you your comeuppance you deserve." Bethe Correia would respond back saying, "At Ronda Rousey, never knew what happened to your dad. I am humble enough to ask you for forgiveness. Family is godly blessed to me. See you at UFC 190. When both fighters met at UFC 190, it would only take 34 seconds for Ronda Rousey to knock Bethe Correia out in the first round." Number 5. At UFC Fight Now 119, Colby Covington was set to face Maia in the co-main event in a 3-round welterweight bout in Brazil. Colby Covington had put together a 4-fight winning streak and looked like a great prospect in the division, and Maia was coming off a loss to Tyron Woodley at UFC 214. When both fighters met at UFC Fight Now 119, both fighters would keep the fight on the feet, and they both had great moments of their own. As the rounds progressed, Maia started to slow down, where Colby Covington picked up the pace and took the last 2 rounds with ease. After the 3 rounds, the unanimous decision was given to Colby Covington, who in his post-fight interview crossed the line with his remarks.
Brazil, you're a dog! All you filthy animals suck!
His post-fight comments didn't sit well with the crowd, where they would throw bottles and other objects as he left the arena. His post-fight press conference appearance was cancelled, and he was escorted by security back to his hotel. Colby Covington would release a statement saying, "Formal apology. I went to work last week. I was screamed at, spit at, assaulted with water bottles and other objects by an angry mob, and serenaded by 10,000 voices yelling, 'You are going to die.' My employer had to place security at my hotel room to protect me. I would formally like to apologize to any filthy animal I offended by comparing them to my hosts in Sao Paulo. Sincerely, Colby Covington." Number 4. At UFC 232, it was announced that Jon Jones would be making his return to active competition and would be returning against Alexander Gustafsson for the vacant UFC light heavyweight title. Jon Jones had been suspended for testing positive for turinabol and had served his 15-month suspension by USADA. Leading up to UFC 232, Jon Jones would test positive for a trace amount of the same substance he tested positive for last time. The Nevada State Athletic Commission needed more time to look into the situation before granting Jon Jones a license to fight in Las Vegas. This forced the UFC president Dana White to move the event from Las Vegas, Nevada to Inglewood, California. His longtime rival Daniel Cormier would react to the news on his Twitter saying he tested positive again. He would follow up by posting this photo to his Instagram. On the picture it said, "USADA equals joke, Jeff Nowitzki equals joke, Andy Foster equals joke. A pinch of turinabol in an Olympic-sized pool from 2017 that stays in your system for 18 months equals joke. Nevada State Athletic Commission, you're cool." Jon Jones would respond back on DC's post in a way which would cross the line. He commented saying, "I could slap your wife on the and you could literally do nothing about it. You're my DC, that would never change. Funny you're giving me 2 posts, but said nothing when I asked you to come get your belt back." Daniel Cormier would respond back saying, "At Johnny Bones, you couldn't do you steroid abusing junkie. I swear I would never touch your wife's flat LOL. And I didn't respond. I'm not helping you sell your bum ass fight. You drug abusing steroid cheat. You." Number 3. After a spectacular KO win over Dustin Poirier at UFC 178, Conor McGregor was matched up with German featherweight contender Dennis Silva at UFC Fight Night 59. Dennis Silva was coming off a decision victory over Charles Rosser at UFC Fight Night 53. This fight from the outside looked like a fight Conor McGregor would easily dominate. At the Time Is Now press conference, Conor McGregor was full of confidence and explained how the fight would go.
It is a mismatch. I'm gonna whoop his ass, I'm gonna collect the checks, and then I'm gone.
When both fighters came face to face, the size difference was huge between both fighters. Shortly after the press conference, Conor McGregor would post his offensive tweet. In the caption he wrote, "Kiss them feet." He would delete the tweet and issued what seemed to be an apology of some sort. While Conor McGregor had been great in building up interest in his fights, this tweet, however, was straight up offensive and definitely crossed the line. Number 2. At UFC 148, a rematch between then UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva versus Sonnen was set to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada. In their first fight, Sonnen came so close to winning the UFC middleweight title as he had dominated the entire fight, but Anderson Silva managed to pull off a last-minute triangle armbar to retain his title. Sonnen had been known for his trash talk, where he would often make outrageous remarks in an attempt to get in his opponent's head. Leading up to their rematch, he would say something which would cross the line.
I will slap his manager as quick as I will slap his wife on the ass if she doesn't make me a steak medium rare. Just the way I like it.
Anderson Silva would hear this, and at the weigh-ins, he would hit his shoulder in Chael's face. In the fight, Anderson Silva would finish Sonnen by TKO in the second round to retain his title. Number 1. At UFC 229, Khabib Nurmagomedov was scheduled to make his first title defense against former champion Conor McGregor in the main event. Both fighters developed an intense rivalry and things became very personal. Conor McGregor would take his trash talk to the next level, where he would insult Khabib's father and call his manager a terrorist. When both fighters met at UFC 242, Khabib would dominate Conor McGregor with his wrestling and would secure a neck crank in the 4th round, forcing the tap. After the fight, Khabib Nurmagomedov would jump into the crowd and attacked Dylan Dennis, whereas inside the octagon, Conor McGregor would get attacked by Khabib's team, where it was just chaos everywhere. The build-up to the fight was very intense, and the rivalry is still alive today, where both fighters absolutely despise each other. Since that loss, Conor McGregor has demanded a rematch, but Khabib has stated many times that Conor McGregor does not deserve a rematch. Conor McGregor would try a new tactic, trying to get Khabib to fight him again, which clearly crossed the line. Conor McGregor would post this to his Twitter saying, "Your wife is a towel, mate." The picture showed wedding photos of Khabib and his wife wearing a veil. Khabib Nurmagomedov would respond back saying, You are a hypocrite who is not responsible for your actions. Justice will find you. We will see at the Notorious MMA. This tweet was in reference to certain allegations that Conor McGregor had at that time. Conor McGregor would respond back saying, "Plot twist, it's a goat under that towel." Conor McGregor would post another tweet saying, "Don't be scared of the rematch, you little scurrying rat. You will do what you are told like you always do." Khabib would respond back saying, at the Notorious MMA, "If you think that insulting an entire religion you'll be safe, you are mistaken." Conor McGregor would end it off by saying, "I want to move forward with all my fans of all faiths and all backgrounds. All faiths challenge us to be our best selves. It is one world and one for all. Now see you in the octagon." Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when we post videos. Special thanks to Mindful Combat for helping me with this video. Please check out his channel. He does some awesome fight breakdowns. The link to his channel will be in the description below. So that was my video of the 10 times trash talking went too far in the UFC. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below. Also check out my last list video where I talk about Tony Ferguson's opponents before and after, 5 times Tony Ferguson brutalized his opponents, and my other list video where I talk about the 10 future champions in the UFC 2019. Please do also let me know what improvements I can make in my videos, and also if you have any other ideas for lists in the comment section below. I appreciate your support as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.